Johnson & Johnson is one of the world's largest healthcare companies with divisions focused on pharmaceuticals, medical devices and consumer healthcare products.
So we could have picked any of them. We could have picked Pfizer, we could have picked Merck, we could have picked GlaxoSmithKline, we could have picked AstraZeneca, but we picked Johnson & Johnson. Why? Simply because it's one of those big global titans.
And because you hold it.
Indeed.
For your clients.
And because it has a big pharma division, but it also has other things going on.
Market cap $321.8 billion, price to earnings ratio of 19.3, a dividend yield here of 2.7%.
Wow. So not only do they pay well in dividends, but they're also cheap in PE. I mean, what else?
More can you want?
What could you ask for? I mean, for me, the most important thing is that it's still a family business. It's still run like a family business, to be honest with you. Remember about a year and a half ago, they did an assessment with regards to the family itself and that kind of wealth. If they were to stop working completely, stop all operations, it said that they would still have enough money to last them until the 11th generation. So, I mean, these guys have made quite a lot of money. Very strong in South Africa as well with baby products. I've got a 6-month-old, so I know. So it makes all perfect sense. But the most important thing is that their operations, when they start an operation like the South African one, they allow the person, the CEO in that particular region, to understand how they work, and that person takes over the business. It becomes their own business. And that's very rare, because sometimes you find the guys, they're still reporting a lot to the US, they're still having to tell with their operations what's happening. But in this particular case, they're more individual, they're more client-centric, and they want to understand the business in which they work in. So for me, it's a buy.
It's a buy. You already hold the stock.
Yeah. And interestingly, it was described in the US market as a bit of a laggard. People were anxious that it hadn't split its business up. A lot of pressure from investment banks to do a disposition or distribution of its assets. Because remember, the healthcare consumer stuff like the Johnson & Johnson's baby shampoos and the Listerine and the Pisbuin
So Paul, do you still use the baby shampoo?
Pisbuin.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, that's my understanding.
And then, Band-Aids and all that sort of stuff. You think, well, what the hell is that all about? The core engine, though, of the business is the pharma division, and that's where they've got things like Concerta, which is for attention deficit disorder. It's for Xarelto, it's Risperdal, a whole lot of new stuff. They've got a great pipeline.
Why
So
Johnson & Johnson over any of the others that you mentioned in the beginning?
What I like about it is, in addition to those two divisions, there's also a huge division which does knees and hip replacement joints. I mean, let's look at the share chart. That, in a way, answers itself. You don't have to sell a horse that sells itself. There we go. There, the share price. It's interesting. We've got one of these local charts for that. That's nice.
I can see your case is well put forward on
it's
this
amazing.
one. Shall we just end it right there? Hot or not, Clive?
Hot. I almost burnt myself there.
Paul, are you going to mirror that?
I think so. Look, I think when you go global in your investment portfolios, you can buy all sorts of things, and there's a lot of interest in the biotechnology space with companies like Amgen and Biogen. But this one really is a no-brainer. It's got a great dividend yield, it's not expensive, and it takes you the distance. Yeah.
130 years of experience. You can't go wrong.
130 years of experience says it all.